Hello, everyone, and welcome to Texas A&M-Commerce. We're a great day, another great day to be a Lion, as we announce the next head coach of Texas A&M University Commerce Women's Basketball, Valerie King. Just a couple housekeeping items. We'll do a questions after with both Jim and Valerie, so if you could hold your questions. And then for those media members here, we'll do a quick one-on-one session after as well. Without further ado, please welcome our Director of Athletics, Jim Curry.
Thank you, Avi, and thank you, everyone, for being here today. Like you said, it is another great day to be a Lion. I was joking with some folks on campus because I've been back and forth quite a bit since my announcement, but I don't know if too many folks know, but today is actually my first official day as the athletics director here, and it is not very often when it's your first day and you're already old news. But I can tell you that I'm very happy to be old news because I get the opportunity to introduce this fantastic person beside me here later today. Before we get started, a few folks I want to recognize and say thank you to. First off, I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize Coach Burton for everything he's done for this program, laying a strong foundation, helping to elevate the program. He is an alum that cares deeply about this place. When the day of my announcement, I had reached out to him because I knew we had this opening, of course. And he's going through his own transition, and he gave me a good hour of his time that night. And I was just so thankful for all the insights and everything he kind of taught me about this program as we got this search started. So I just wanted to say thank you to him for being so generous with his time. I also want to thank Gerald Ewing. He stepped in and agreed to step in and serve as the interim during this search process. He is a proud alum as well, and has been a consummate professional throughout. So I wanted to say thank you to Gerald. I want to thank President Rudin for his continued support and vision that continues to excite and energize this entire program and this university. I also want to thank Tammy Thompson and her team over in HR. That's a group that doesn't always get a lot of notoriety, but works tirelessly behind the scenes to make these type of opportunities happen, and their team worked tirelessly, seamlessly, to make this happen in short order. So I did want to recognize them for their efforts. Eric Coleman, Steve Shack, and Sarah Ailey in athletics, appreciate all your support. I also want to recognize Commissioner Chris Grant, who's here today from the Southland Conference. Thank you for being here today. You guys may not know this, but Chris actually has a tie back to Coach King as well from their time together at Wright State. And lastly, but most importantly, I want to thank our women's basketball student athletes. I know we got a few here today, and they've endured a lot over the last year. And I talked about how I'd been kind of coming back and forth to campus over the last few weeks, and even the day before my introduction, I had an opportunity to sit down with them and talk about their experience here at A&M-Commerce, just to help shape what we're going to do in terms of looking forward on this search. And they were incredibly insightful. They talked about all the things that made this place special and great. And, they used words like home and family and sisterhood. They talked about the professors who were just great and accessible. They talked about a campus that was vibrant and always had something going on. And they talked about a campus that was supportive and safe. And at the end of this, I talked to them and I said, guys, the words that you have used to describe your experience here are the envy of every program in the country. And not everybody can say that about their experience on campus. And so it was important for them to know that, but I also think, too, it should make anybody who's associated with this university proud to be associated with A&M-Commerce University. And so, if you support this university and you give to the Lions Champions Club Fund, just know that you are making a positive impact on the experience of our student athletes here at A&M-Commerce. And so as the new guy, too, it was, kind of reassuring and reaffirming, about the transition that I was making as well. So thank you, ladies, for sharing your insights, with me. With that said, it also, became very important that we went out and found an individual who embodied all these characteristics and these traits that these young ladies described to us. And that's exactly what we found in Valerie King. Valerie is the total package. She is a consummate winner who has enjoyed success at all levels of Division I, both as a player and a coach. But she also embodies those small-town values like toughness, hard work, humility. She's passionate about the game of basketball, and she loves to compete. She's a proven builder. She's won 22 or more games at every institution she's been at, all three Division I schools. And she has elevated each of these programs, leaving them in a better place than where she found them. During her time at Morehead State, her team led all of Division I in three-point shots made per game. And her teams at New Mexico have been in the top 50 field goal shooting percentage over the last 3 years. She's also a Hall of Fame player herself and one of the best players in the history of the University of Cincinnati and Conference USA. She's a proud mom. You're going to see her kids run around here today if you haven't already. But she's a proud mom to Camden and Emerson, and she has a wonderfully supportive husband, Brandon, who's a former pro baseball player and former Division I assistant coach himself. And so we are so excited to welcome them to the A&M-Commerce family. But I'll tell you the best part about Valerie is that every time I talk to someone about Valerie, they never led with basketball. They always led with the type of person that she is. And they told us that we were getting a great person with Valerie King. I'll tell you, there's one thing that kind of cemented this all at the end of it. We offered the job to Valerie, and she accepts it, and she asked me 2 questions. 1, can I go recruiting this weekend? Yes. And 2, can I work out the girls next week? And the answer to that was yes. And so I knew we had the right coach when she was asking those questions as well. So without further ado, let me introduce you to the next head coach, Texas A&M University Commerce, Valerie King. That's for you. Here you go. Thanks. All right. Awesome.
Great, thanks. Hi, everybody. I'm glad you're all here today. First off, I would like to thank President Mark Rudin, Jim Curry, Eric Coleman, and Steve Shack. Throughout the entire interview process, it was amazing. All the conversations I had was everything that I was looking for in a job, in a family, I found throughout this interview process. My husband is not in here anymore. He's already had to go out, but also want to thank him for being here and being so supportive. He's been great through all this. And also our 2 daughters, Camden and Emerson, who are also here today. Just very thankful that they're so supportive in everything that I've always wanted to do. The last few weeks have been absolutely crazy, as you guys can all imagine. Back and forth from Albuquerque to Commerce. Like Jim said, I was able to work the girls out a few days last week, which was amazing. They are a great bunch of young women. They are eager to learn. They want to win, and they're here for the right reasons. And I can only appreciate that. The 2 things I really found when I was talking and having all my conversations were the sense of community here in Commerce and how everybody is one big family. That's really what sold it for me, and also the alignment with athletics and the academics. Here at Commerce, we're extremely fortunate to have a great recruiting base in the DFW area. Myself, as well as my staff, we will continue to foster those relationships and continue to grow those. I came from Ohio, and it's a recruiting hotbed for women's basketball. Texas is the same. So we'll have to try to keep all those kids home as much as possible. Also, we're very fortunate to have the community support that we have, the university support that we have for women's basketball and athletics in general. I am so excited to continue to grow our program on the women's side and keep it up at the championship level. Again, I'm very grateful for this opportunity. It's something I've dreamed of my entire life, and I want to thank you all for being here and come out to games.
All right, thank you guys for coming. Coach King, Jim, I'll be here, do a meet and greet, and have fun, and as always, go Lions.